మిత్రులారా, బంధువులారా, వనకము స్వాగతము టు సౌత్ ఏషియా మ్యాప్స్ Reddy's education channel, intellectual Chatrias channel. Mitranam, we are continuing our Israel West Bank Gaza or Israel Palestine historic region that is formerly a British mandatory Palestine. Previously, we have identified around about 3940 geographic physiographic regions. These I bundled about half a dozen each, and we are in the part that is the part H. In this part, we'll be exploring the various regions, Judah Hills and Judah Desert, Judea, Samaria Hills and Piedmont region, ShePheLea, and the Gulf of Aqaba or Gulf of Elat, and those areas and Dead Sea areas. And Mitranam, I have posted all these presentations at South Asia Maps Reddy. There are more than 850. You can go and explore them in depth. And this is the broader view what we'll be exploring in Israel Palestine series. So we have all these 30 I have grouped in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. We are in part 9 here, exploring this one. And I will add the more later. Geographical maps play a very important role for geography because you will get a three-dimensional topographic and physiographic aspects of a habitat, mountains, piedmonts, water bodies when compared to standard two-dimensional geopolitical entities of a region. I have put all these 39 or 40 in one place. You can see it here. And you can stop here and you will get the entire bird's eye view of all these things at one place. What I will do in the initial stage is I will go over this is the same 40H, this is the same what I have shown before. And I will discuss them and I will take you to the various physiographic maps and try to reconcile this so that you will get a better idea. You can see the Madhyadhara Samudram here, Levant Sea and Mediterranean. There's a Dead Sea here. Dead Sea is the very low point on the earth. It's essentially a salt lake. This Dead Sea has essentially two parts, northern Dead, southern Dead Sea, and it has a Cape Castigan in the Lysan Peninsula. The Lynch Strait connects both of them. Dead Sea will see Lysan Peninsula. It's a part of Great Rift Valley, comes northern part of Syria and southern part of Anatolia, that is modern Turkey, until goes to Mozambique. This the Great Rift. The Red Sea itself is a part of Great Rift. Ethiopia, this is Abyssinia and Victoria Lake and all those things. This is so. This is the Jordan Valley, Dead Sea Valley, that is the Lake Galilee, Arava Valley, uh, Gulf of Aqaba, and Red Sea, and all those continue as a Great Rift. Okay. Then we have the Samaria Hills and Judah Hills. Samaria Hills is the northern part, Judah Hills is southern part. Judah Hills is essentially Hebron area, and that is the Jericho and all those areas, Bethlehem area and Hebron. Jericho is actually in the desert region, Judah Desert. That is the north of Yetir Mountains, the border between the West Bank, Palestine, and Israeli area. And Samaria area is the northern part, Ramallah, and the outskirts of the Jenin, that historic district of those, and Tulkarem district also. So Judah Hills and Samaria Hills. Remember, they are spelled differently, they are pronounced differently, they have Arabic different names, and they have Hebrew different names. So you keep in mind, that's why I have put the spelling so that if you get lost, you can refer here. And Piedmont area. Piedmont means if you have mountains here, these Judah Samaria mountains, they never go more than 1,000 meters. They're always less than that. The eastern part is a desert. Western part is also it's a coastal plain across the Madhyadhara Samudram, Levant, Mediterranean Sea. This is a gently sloping area called Piedmont area, mountains and Piedmont area. That is called in the historical Jewish literature, ShePheLea. And we have Araba Valley. There is also a Nahal or Wadi Araba that joins in the southern part of Dead Sea and Gulf of Aqaba. And we'll see all of them. And in this presentation, yeah, you can see the here you can see the Judea Hills. You can see Hebron here. If you put the pointer, there is round about nearly 1 kilometer above mean level. You have Beersheba in the Negev, which is the Yetir Mountains in the border region. This the Hebron stream comes here, or Wadi Yetir stream that joins the Beersheba stream that joins the Beshor, or is also called the Gaza stream, falls into the Mediterranean. So this is the southern part is Judah and northern part is Samaria. So this transition zone is ShePheLea. You can see ShePheLea round about the Jerusalem and all these areas, ShePheLea. And this is the Negev desert, and east of there is a town called Arad, overlooking the Arad basin where the Beersheba Wadi comes from, and east from Arad to almost to Beitel and near Ramallah to Jericho. All this is the desert. It's called Judah Desert because it receives the less rainfall. Maybe this is the Mediterranean climate here. The hills will get little more rainfall, whereas this is the called leeward direction. Is not the where the wind, the rain-bearing winds come. So this receives the less rainfall. So then eventually this is all the Rift Valley region, Greater Rift. You can see the uplands of Negev region, and this is the Peran Wadi, and this is the Jin Wadi, and you can see the it's called Aqaba Basin or Elat Basin. You can say this is the outlet of the Red Sea area. This is a choke point. You can see the Sinai here, Saudi Arabia here, Taba here, and Arabian town here. These are the Tiran Straits. That means if anybody blocks the Tiran Straits, that will block Israel is Eliat fort in this area. Any major belligerent or military power that also can control in this area if they control to choke point, because Suez Canal itself is a choke point. Bab el Mandab downstream of Suez Canal is also a choke point. So this is a very strategically very important region. You should know this the Bab el Mandeb choke point here. So that means eventually Elat and Taba and Aqaba regions, they control this. It is a sea outlet, Israel, to the Red Sea eventually. You can see the Great Rift area. You can see all this rift area, and it starts from Anatolia, all this rift area. You can see here the rift area. This is all the rift area in the Ethiopian Peninsula goes to plus. So when you talk about this is the peninsula, the Lisan Peninsula, this is the cape at the end, this is the northern uh, Dead Sea, is the southern Dead Sea. The connecting body is the Lynch Strait. And this is the Castigan Cape. Cape means the end of a land, essentially, like that. And this you can see Jerusalem here and Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. This is the ShePheLea area. This is the Judah, Hebron here, and Beersheba here, and Yetir Mountains here. And we can see the Rift Valley clearly here. And see this Rift Valley comes all the way from here, the Bekaa Valley between the mountains. So you can see the Hula Valley, Galilee, and Dead Sea, Aqaba Basin, and states of Tiran. This is all the Rift Valley. And the Rift Valley continues in Ethiopia. Here, the Afar, this territory is the Bab el Mandeb there outside. You can see all this Rift Valley. You have two branches here, Lake Victoria, and it goes until the Malawi, that is the Greater Rift, the geological formation essentially. And we can see ShePheLea region, the Piedmont region, that is the western side of mostly the Judah Mountain. You can see Jerusalem district, this is the southern district, Beersheba, this is the Gaza Strip, and this is the Jerusalem, this is the Tel Aviv region, central district, Haifa district, northern district, Galilee region, and Golan Heights. You can see ShePheLea there. ShePheLea, that is a Piedmont region essentially. the Judea Hills and Samaria Hills here. And you can see some of the rivers that are flowing west of ShePheLea here. This is Jerusalem. We can see Alon River and Sorek River and Leshin River here. All these rivers flow. The Beersheba, this is the Negev region, the Jin Valley. So this is the ShePheLea region. This is the Hebron area, that is the Judea Hill area. You can see clearly here coastal plains, ShePheLea, and Judah Hills and Sumarini Hills and Judah Desert area, Negev Desert area, and Jordan Valley or Guar Valley. This is the West Bank, this is the East Bank and Dead Sea, and the Araba Basin, and goes into Gulf of this the Elite here and Aqaba in Jordan, Hashemite Kingdom Jordan continues. So that's what this presentation is. The next presentation, that is the part 10, we'll be looking at what are the governorates, subdivisions of a administrative unit. In Arabic, they called muhafazas of Palestine region. And we'll explore that, because whenever you are listening any news, if you at least know 10 or 15 major provinces, district, you will get a broader idea. That's the point. And thank you very much, Mitrulara, joining me today. And if you have any questions and post any of your comments, suggestions, you are very welcome. Your presenter, Dr. J. Reddy J. Tirupati Reddy, South Asia Maps Education Channel.